It's really a beautiful practice. Like, I feel absolutely amazing right now. The past 10 days have been incredible, and it's literally night and day. And every time I go on a streak, I literally tell my girlfriend, life on retention is 1,000 times better than life not on retention. Okay, it's 1,000 times better. What's good, guys? It's your boy Rare, and in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you guys about semen retention. Okay, and I know it's been an incredibly long time since I've made a video on semen retention, and mainly the reason is because of this, right? First off, semen retention is a lifestyle, right? It's a way of life, it's a way of being, it's a way of operating, it's a way of behaving, right? So I don't think that it's a concept that you should constantly have to keep making videos about, because you should kind of just assume that the person is practicing it, right? You should just assume that they're practicing it, right? I think that's what semen retention is all about. It's meant to be practiced, it's meant to be lived. So I don't feel the need to constantly make content about retention, but I realize that a large percentage of the people who have found my channel has found me because of a couple of my semen retention videos that have done exceptionally well, right? So I think that it's important that I at least continue to build content and craft content around retention, because obviously it's important. That's why a lot of you guys follow me, right? So, by the way, check out the hat, man. I got this hat from Liquidity. For those of you who know, if you don't know, then you should know, but Dow 50,000, right? Just some finance tough stuff there. But anyway, so I want to make a video on semen retention to give you guys an update about where I'm at, kind of give you guys a refresher on my ideologies about retention, right? And you know, kind of where I'm at in my current streak, where I was prior to this current streak, and all that good stuff. So before we get into this video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, guys. If you are a late millennial, going after your goals, seeking to be and will be the first multi-millionaire in your family, which I know you will be, then this channel is subscribed to, because I post all things business, all things finance, all things personal and self-development, and all things just legendary to help you become the best and most powerful person that you can be, right? Monetarily, physically, mentally, right? That's all things I'm about. So if that's something that you resonate with, and if you know, look at me as a potential role model to you, then subscribe to the channel, guys, and reach out to me. I've had a lot of guys reach out to me on my IG and DM me, right? And ask me questions about stuff. So that's what I'm here for, man. If I could just help one person, right? One guy out there become a more better and successful version of themselves, that's why I do this for. So if you resonate with my message, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this video. All right, guys, so like I said, semen retention. Now, for those of you who have never seen any of my previous semen retention videos, I know this may be a little bit outside of your awareness, right? But there's an entire group and tribe of people on platforms like YouTube and Reddit who, you know, practice this stuff. So I think it's very important. There's obviously a spiritual aspect to it, but I like to dive into the practicalities of it, because that's what we're here for, man. We're here to get results. We're here to crush it. We're here to dominate. We're here to, you know, make money. We're here to have successful relationships. We're here to do all that stuff. So I like to get into the practical implications of it, and sometimes I touch the spirituality stuff of it too, but really I like to get into the practical implications of it. But if you're new to the concept and the ideology of semen retention, essentially semen retention is the practice of retaining your seed, okay? Refraining from ejaculation, right? Meaning not busting a nut, right? Essentially, that's what semen retention is. Semen retention is about not busting a nut. It doesn't not necessarily mean not fornicating, right? It simply just means retaining your semen, right? Retaining your bodily essence, right? Retaining what it is that makes you a man, that makes you powerful. And it's tough, right? Semen retention is an exceptionally tough practice, extremely tough. In fact, it's one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life. And that's why I love it so much, right? Because I think as men, and I was just having this conversation with a buddy of mine, I think as men, we should constantly be testing ourselves. We should constantly be pushing the envelope. We should constantly be taking risks, making ourselves uncomfortable, right? As men, I think it's important that we make ourselves uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable, mentally uncomfortable, financially uncomfortable, right? And it all comes down to doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, right? And retention, right? Just think of it in regards to retention. It's easy, right? At least for some guys, it's easy to, bust nuts all day, right? And ejaculate and fornicate with women and release. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. It requires no discipline. It requires no restraint. It requires no mental rigidity, right? But retention, right? Retaining your seed is exceptionally different. And that's why a very small percentage of men practice it, right? It's a very niche practice. It's a very non-traditional, at least from a Western cultural society sense, practice. But it carries tremendous benefits, and for a lot of men, it gives them that extra edge to succeed, right? It gives them that extra energy boost. It gives them extra strength. It gives them extra drive, extra motivation, right? And it also changes their focus, right? As men, it's very easy for us to be focused on vagina, right? Excuse me. It's very easy for us to be focused on women. And retention essentially is removing your focus away from that and putting it on something that will be arguably more constructive for your future, right? So I think it's a powerful practice. I think that, especially if you're in business like myself, right? If you're in finance, or even if you're in other competitive fields like if you work in the legal field, right? If you are a doctor, right? If you're studying for your doctorates, even if you're in university, right? If you're an undergrad, or even if you're in high school and you're, a part of a football team or a soccer team or a basketball team, whatever it is, whatever sport or organization you're part of, retention is a great way to give you that extra competitive edge and that extra competitive advantage. If you look at some old boxing interviews, oftentimes boxers, speak about refraining from having sex for months on end before fights. And there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason, because it increases your testosterone. It makes you more aggressive, more assertive, more edgy, right? Because that's what testosterone does. Testosterone is a very unique hormone, very unique to men. Obviously, women do have a small degree of it, but men have substantially more testosterone than the average woman does. And because of that, that's what makes us men, right? And historically, men have been the hunters, right? And the gatherers, and the ones who compete in the very physical sense of the word, right? We're the warriors, right? And there's a reason for that, and a large part of that comes down to our T, right? Our testosterone levels. So retention is a great way to build those levels up, right? It's a great way to really build on your testosterone and use that extra energy and the extra edge that it gives you to go out and conquer the world, guys. So that's mainly the reason that I'm on retention, because to get that extra edge, right? I don't think historically I've ever had low levels of T, but I think that definitely a lot of my T was being wasted in ways that it shouldn't have been, such as ejaculation, whether I was watching porn or releasing when fornicating with women. So I definitely have noticed the differences. So a little bit about where I'm at in my current streak. I am 10 days in. 10 days in on my current streak, man. 10 days. And to be honest with you, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've last been on a streak. And mainly that's due to, honestly, quite frankly, I didn't think that I needed it, right? I had gone through prolonged periods of time of retaining. I've taken and gained insights from those periods, and then I've reached periods where I didn't necessarily need it. I was okay with releasing. Obviously, I have a girlfriend, so it's almost like I can release at any time I want, right? So it obviously brings its own challenges, but I think I reached a point where I gotten off a long streak, relatively long streak. I know a lot of you guys have gone years, and you know what, I'm getting there. I think this streak is gonna be a pretty long streak for me. I know a lot of you guys have gone years, and like I said, I'm gonna get there, but it was day by day. But essentially, I didn't think that I was at a point in my time in life where I needed it. But now I'm at a point right now again where it's time for me to turn Super Saiyan. All right, it's time for me to turn Super Saiyan. So, and retention helps you do that. Retention helps you do that. Okay, if you ever want to accomplish a goal, if you're building a business, if you're competing at a high level, retention gives you that extra edge, man. I'm telling you. So like I said, I'm 10 days in and I'm already starting to see the benefits once again. And like I said, I've had longer streaks before in the past. Like I've gone months, right? I've gone months, and it's really a beautiful practice. Like I feel absolutely amazing right now. The past 10 days have been incredible, and it's literally night and day. And every time I go on a streak, I literally tell my girlfriend, life on retention is 1,000 times better than life not on retention. Okay, it's 1,000 times better. Like everything. You're more focused. You're more aggressive, right? Something I've noticed actually recently as well is like I go to the gym fairly often. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm actually gonna make a video about how you guys need to be hitting the freaking gym. I know a lot of you guys watch me for finance stuff, but come on, in finance, like I said, it's a very competitive culture. You need to be hitting the gym to give you that extra, motivation, man, that extra, power, right? It translates to mental power too, and mental strength, right? But anyway, I've noticed on my streak how much more competitive you get, right, when you're on retention, right? It's being around other men, right? Like I would be hanging out with my buddies, right, on retention, and there's a lot more competitiveness, right? You can smell the testosterone in the air, and it's great, right? It's great because I think competition builds and makes men. It makes men better. So there's nothing wrong with that. When I say competition, that's not a bad thing to me. But there's a laundry list of different things that you get from retaining. And like I said, I'm 10 days in. I'm gonna close this video out, but I'm 10 days in, guys. I'm gonna be making more frequent content on what I'm experiencing, how I'm feeling, things like that. And like I said, really, I wanna focus on the practical benefits. We are elite millennials, right? That's why this channel exists, because we're striving to be that top 1%. And that top 1%, you think those guys got there by being lethargic? You think those guys got there from being unmotivated? You think those guys got there from being low energy? Or you think those guys got there from working their ass off? From being creative, from building, right? From projecting themselves into the world and creating something amazing. That's how they got there. And anything that can help you cultivate that is great. And typically it requires a high degree of discipline, right? And semen retention is the highest degree of discipline. As a man, we are here to ejaculate, essentially, and spread our seed. So by refraining from doing that and taking that excess energy and putting it towards a worthwhile aim or objective, you will have a significant advantage over the majority of men walking around, okay? So I'm gonna leave you guys with that, man. I'm gonna make more videos on my journey, my retention journey coming soon. I'm also gonna be making more finance videos, man. There's a lot going on in the market, so I definitely wanna touch on that. And I think every elite millennial should at least be aware of what's happening in the financial market. That's my niche, and I'm not doing my job if I don't bring that information to you guys as well. So there you guys have it for this video. Comment below, let me know where you guys are in your streak. We'll follow along, we'll keep building this thing out. And like I said, if you're an elite millennial going after your goals, seeking to be and will be the first multi-millionaire in your family, subscribe to the channel, guys. Your boy Ra Ray. Let's get it.